You don't know anything about what a Texan sounds like.
Y'all.
Trying to sound Georgian.
Howdy, y'all. It's the Player 4 podcast. Yeehaw! Let's get this show on the road.
Oh my god.
It's time for the hyena face.
I really hope I was gonna start singing Georgia and you just come out all freaking howdy, y'all.
This is the Player 4 podcast. Join us each week as we talk about video games, entertainment, and pop culture, and bring in guests from the Rooster Teeth community. Player 4 has entered the game. Hello, I am Tristan, aka Chakrazier on the Rooster Teeth website.
I am Alex, aka Chaos Black 21.
I am Malachi, aka Suki Kiba.
And I'm Joseph. And I'm the only Texan in this room.
I refute that statement.
For basically a week, every year, all of us are Texan, except for Malachi, because he never goes down to Austin.
Well, and you can't forget that I spent like 6 months in 2015 living in Austin. So
then
I
why
was
do you
Texan
sound like a Georgia Belle?
because...
Oh, I do believe it's so hot in here.
I declare.
I do believe I'm getting a case of the vapors.
Milady.
So what are we talking about today?
I wrote some topics down. You guys wanted to talk about RTX Crushes, a Twitter account. We've got some upcoming P4 Craft news. Malachi wanted to talk to us about Valerian, the City of 1,000 Planets, or as we prefer, Valerian and 200 Worlds. And finally, we had a Patreon question from one of our Patreons, Matt317.
He's a patron, not a Patreon.
Tristan doesn't have a question for us, apparently.
Do I have a question for us?
No, apparently you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Only Matt gave us a question.
Sorry. I'm a bad Patreon patron.
It's patron.
He's a bad Patreon.
Sounds like a race.
Yeah. And also you were going to explain Ficus. So the first thing we're going to talk about is a new Twitter account we wanted to shout out to and plug a little bit. The RTX Crushes Twitter account, or as they call themselves, Missed Connections. And this is simultaneously cute and addicting to watch as everyone tries to get a hold of all these people they thought were cute and whatnot, or maybe just a shout out to that cool guardian who gave me a water and cheered me up and stuff like that. So I've been watching with rapt attention, waiting for them to say, who's that smoking hot guardian with the top hat holding the sign, or that one sleeping guardian in that one room?
Hey, I was never going to that one room. Wait, maybe I was.
And then there was the tweet that we put out. Well, I put out on the P4 account that actually went RTX viral.
For us, it was viral.
I mean, for RTX, it was viral. It was like, RTX Crushes is the best idea since 5 metal detectors. What are we at on likes now?
We're at 53 likes.
That means there's 53 crushes for us, I think.
We got 53 people with a crush on you? I think
you guys.
If we split that 4 ways. No, if we split that 4 ways.
You can split it 3. I'm not selfish. I've already got someone.
That'd be 13. 13 each for us.
Split it by 3 ways.
Plus 1. Oh, split it by 3 ways? You're making it harder for me.
That's the intent, Alex. Are you doing head math or are you using a calculator? Because I'm confused why it's taking so long.
I'm doing head math.
Yeah.
I already told you what the number was.
So I'm such a good editor, nobody knows how long this truly took, but we really are just sitting here waiting for him to give us a number.
I know. I like how you were just saying how awesome and professional we are, so we have to do so little editing, and then this happens.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's also a click of a button to remove long periods of silence.
Yeah,
so
but then this whole conversation's gonna...
You never know, I might keep it, but I think I'm going to cut it, which means I have to keep it.
Which means I have to keep it.
So, yeah, shout out to RTX Crushes. Go and follow that account because it's the cutest thing in the past few days.
By the way, we get 17 each if we divide it by 3, and then a little bit extra.
Yeah, but that leaves a remainder.
So we have to split that one person up.
Well, 2.
They call that a 3-way. Cricket.
Yeah, no, I'm not laughing at that. I'm sorry. This is a family podcast, Joseph.
You just laughed at it.
Tristan is such a hypocrite. I mean, he's always the one that says the thing that I have to cut. Like that one thing you said last week. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that.
Was it about butts?
Probably. Anyway, so the other Twitter account that was made since RTX is Ficus. So Tristan and Alex, would you guys like to explain what Ficus is for people who either didn't go to RTX or just didn't get the memo?
I'm fairly certain that, and now I feel like I need to make sure, that the RTX Ficus is a public account on Twitter.
It is. What is this Ficus, and why were Guardians worshipping it on that one video that Rooster Teeth uploaded? That's what the collective internet wants to know.
What happened is that they set up sort of a competition. We are all doing our duties and making the show as good as it can be, but you end up every now and then with a few minutes of downtime. Sometimes entire squads have some time where they're just roaming, looking for the next fire to put out. And so in that time, they set out a potted plant, which has been used in productions by RT since they got their first studio, practically. So this ficus, this fake tree, winds up making the rounds of the convention center, changing hands among the different Guardian subgroups until the end of the convention, when a final winner is declared, whoever holds it at the end of the convention. There were some rules set up stating that, it always had to be publicly accessible, and you couldn't just sit on it, things like that. So it would be constantly in motion, just as a background distraction for people who weren't immediately doing something for the show. Basically, that translates to, I never once saw the ficus because I was working the whole time. But at the end, they talked about the travels of the ficus, and they had a big ficus ceremony, just fun for the Guardians. You can see all the pictures of the ficus and its various travels around the convention center and through bars after that on its Twitter account, RTX Ficus. It's pretty simple. It was just sort of like a capture the flag game,
but with fakuses.
But with
Fakuses?
You want me to go into that? I'll let you go into that.
I don't need to go into it. So a ficus is a fake plant. Well, there's fakuses, which are fake ficuses.
Oh my gosh, what is this, Dr. Seuss?
There were decoys. There were decoys out there, and other teams fell for them. So the tech team was able to keep moving the ficus around, because they were all watching the facus and trying to take control of that.
If they fell for it, did they tweet to RTX Crushes?
They should have.
I'm sure someone probably did a misconnection for the ficus.
I think I did see something about the ficus at least once or twice. Still waiting for Pirate Top Hat. I'm waiting because I know it's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I even tweeted from the P4 account that 2 of our hosts were Guardians and they're both cute.
I'm not the most confident and extroverted kind of person, even though I want to be.
So you're the perfect type for someone to be like, I saw you, but you looked busy and I didn't want to bother you.
Yeah.
I saw him and I bothered him, and he brushed me off like I was yesterday's news.
You mean like Rick? Just kidding.
Oh, got him. Sorry, Tristan.
It hurts real bad.
So the next thing on the docket is P4 Craft. We've tweeted about it. We've alluded to it. But last Friday, P4 Crafts came back, and it's awesome. It's going to be fun stuff. Some good episodes about to come out. So go to our channel if you're on, I don't know, I guess you're already on our channel unless you're on iTunes. If you're on iTunes, then you can go to YouTube/C/Player4Podcast. But otherwise, you're probably on YouTube right now. And go and watch P4 Crafts, because this new saga is us saying we're going to build houses in the Welcome Village and never quite getting there.
Yeah, so pause this video, make another window
or at least
P4 Craft, let that load up, and then finish this one while it's loading. So then when you finish the podcast, you're ready to go for the P4 Craft.
Unless you're Alex, in which case the internet won't work and the browser will crash.
And then then the whole internet will explode and it'll be sad.
You just sit there with a bowl of ice cream, crying tears in it.
I'll just say that. So I got back from RTX. I got back from RTX looking for something to do, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to work on P4 Craft. And I finished up the last 40 minutes of audio because it was an hour 25 or so of a recording session. And then I did the video, and the video, once you've done the audio, is like I can do potentially 2 episodes in a day, just depending on certain factors. So I banged out 4 episodes in almost as many days.
You said banged.
Yes.
One of those factors, how many times I say the word banged?
Bang, bang,
Apparently
bang, bang,
doesn't
bang,
count.
bang.
Tell him, Bam Bam. Bam Bam.
Bam, bam.
So all that to say, I'm watching these episodes, and the first 2 episodes are audio that I edited a year ago almost, and I'm like, wow, I've learned a lot about audio since then, because it's just not as good quality as it's been on the podcast the past few months. Some issues that I've learned how to fix. And then I'm watching older Minecraft episodes, and I'm going, wow, they're funny, but they're not very well edited. So
What do you mean? We were always great at our job.
So it was the first P4Craft episodes were when the podcast was still pretty new, and there was still some issues with sound that I hadn't figured out yet, like fans and balance and stuff. It's just always enlightening to go back and listen to old stuff that you made. So I'm editing now these new episodes, and they're just a step ahead of all previous P4Craft episodes. You should definitely go check them out. Should I tease to the fact that I will be making Let's Plays for another community project?
He's away.
I guess that was
Only
it.
if you're
I'll be making...
allowed to. Do you have any
Spoiler
NDAs?
alert.
No, there's no MBAs.
There's no MBAs. Thank goodness.
There's no Master of Business Administration?
Yeah.
Goodness.
I won't come out and say who it is yet, but I am going to be a video editor for Let's Plays on a sporadic basis for another community project, so keep your eye out for that. But in the meantime, go watch our P4Craft episode and watch out for the new ones. They'll be on a bi-weekly basis, so every 2 weeks you can expect a new episode, and they are funny and well edited, if I say so myself. And also, props to all of us for finally getting our capture settings worked out, because the quality on this just visually is really good.
Except for the one that can't record because his computer explodes.
Yeah, and also Tristan recorded a tiny window, but it wasn't.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't either.
Well, wait, was it only taking up a portion of the screen, or was it just small?
It was small.
Weird.
Yeah.
Joseph, I'm happy that you are kind of getting noticed by other people in the community, and maybe someday someone will want mine or Tristan's or Mal's to help them with something on our expertise.
I have none of that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sexpertise.
Wow. I guess I'm not the guy this episode.
No, you are not. I want to be the guy.
Okay.
People not like my awesome Windows Movie Maker videos for the podcast.
No, I like your podcast editing. Alex, when I say I want to be the guy, can you throw up a picture of the game?
Yeah, put up a picture of the game. I want to be the guy.
The game is this? I'm assuming this is a actual person called the game.
This is an actual game called I Want to Be the Guy.
There's an actual. Yeah, they did a thing about it on RT a few years
game.
back.
I want to be.
Michael did a rage quit
I
for it.
remember the game.
It's one of the best rage quits ever.
I want you to put up a picture of him getting smushed by falling spikes and put an arrow in that says Joseph.
Hey,
okay, I'll find the best. I'll find the best death.
There you go.
Well, we've been talking about it long enough. You can throw up like 4 pictures.
Oh, I will.
Oh, I will.
Oh, I will.
So, Malachi, you want to talk about Valorane and to 100 Whirls?
Valorane.
I guess we could talk about the silly misadventures of Malachi. So yeah, this is future me talking about past me's future.
I knew he was going to say something about it after the second one. I'm like, here it comes.
I do. This is for you, Joseph.
Hang on, more mouth clicking.
So there is a P4Craft episode that's releasing in about a month and a half or so that is going to feature some smacking, and I think I treated it pretty well in the editing.
I just know that in like 3 days I'm going to get a bunch of hate texts from Joseph complaining about this segment.
All right, so let's get with it so I can make those hate texts.
He's actually doing them in advance so that when he gets to them, he can instantly
I can feel the nasty grams already.
So future me's or past me's Joseph's future's problem. Oh.
You can't even say it
I
right.
know it is.
that up.
Ruined the line.
Past Malachi is future Joseph's problem.
Thank you. Jeez.
I'm sorry, I was laughing too much for the spec. So, no, I'm really excited because, God, now you make me so conscious about thinking about the way I'm saying it. I say Valor.
Valerian. It's Valerian and
Valerian.
the city of 1,000 planets.
Not Valorane.
Whatever.
Valerian. You're good.
So that's coming out this weekend, and I'm going to be watching it, and I'm going to enjoy it.
So you'll give us a nice review for it?
Yeah, and tell you if it's worth going to see.
Well, that was a great segment. Good on
I
everyone.
know. You guys said to say something, but like, I don't know much what to say.
It's gonna be a cool movie
He did
about
say
me.
something about it.
Well, it's directed by the guy who did The Fifth Element, which I don't know his name offhand. I guess so. Some of the trailers I've seen that was actually it's also based off of a comic, or has a comic. Yeah, I don't know much about it. I haven't looked into it because I didn't want to spoil anything too because it's going to be a completely new experience, and just the name itself tells you there's going to be a lot of different environments, a lot of cool things. I always love fantasy because of how imaginative it is and just the depth of what these people thought up and how they even thought it up is actually fun to think about. So we're going to see lots of creatures, lots of neat little things.
All right.
All right. I'm excited for this
Valorane
alien.
into 100 Worlds.
Thank
It is
you.
actually based off of comics. The director of Fifth Element is Luke Besson, and he grew up with the Valerian comics.
I liked The Fifth Element. Is he directing Valerian? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, no, yeah, he
Yes.
is the director.
He's the director. He directs this film. He likes to direct.
Happy
Yeah,
about
He is a
that.
shrubber.
Now I keep thinking of Valerian Steel. Just Game of Thrones.
Yeah, me too.
Valyrian steel.
So that's a Game of Thrones reference, right?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm caught up, except for this now. I
They've
can't
only just
watch
put out the premiere, like, the
episodes
other
that are
day.
coming out because, I can't watch it because I don't have HBO. So far I've stayed away from any spoilers. Like, I didn't care for the longest time because I never watched it, and then this past year I watched all 6 seasons
Wow.
caught up, and so now I'm like, I really want to watch it, but I can't because I don't have HBO. Don't tell me anything.
Still waiting
Alex.
on season 6 to come from my colleague. I've seen up through season 5.
Alex, you can do what I did. I got HBO Now as a trial. It's a month trial, although I am going to pay after that trial.
Mm-hmm. Well, then I'd still have to wait until more.
Yeah, wait until there's like a month
episodes
left
come
in
out.
the season, then activate the trial.
Okay, we'll see.
Or
I
just give
hate
your
trials
computer
because
AIDS.
then I get nervous because I'm like, oh my god, I have to somehow get rid of this so then I don't pay.
So, am I the only one who's seen the Game of Thrones episode last Sunday?
For season 7? Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I haven't really watched any of Game of Thrones. I've only watched sporadic episodes.
It was a pretty good episode. There was stuff that happened. Things happened. People talked. People did things. Spoiler alert.
The only thing I know is that something happens in the beginning that was crazy. Luckily, nobody's actually told me specifically what happened. So
Go see the Alien movie. Go see it. See the movie
people-
about aliens.
What?
Oh, Alien
Valerian.
Covenant? Oh, wait.
because
Oh,
we embraced the tangent.
Yeah, you did. So I went back to Valerian and the 1,000 Worlds so that I could say goodnight, everybody.
No, Malachi saw Spider-Man.
I did.
I saw Spider-Man.
I didn't saw Spider-Man.
Hey, Malachi, you saw Spider-Man, right?
Yep.
How was that?
It was actually pretty good. It was, the way they approached it was kind of unique, and it's not an origin story, which is another plus, because everyone knows the origin of Spider-Man, so it was cool to see.
Wait, what's the origin of Spider-Man?
I'm gonna slap you.
Wait,
I've only
what?
seen it twice.
Like, legitly, you're asking?
No, don't
I
answer
like
that
how
question.
you
Yeah,
ask
that's what I
Malachi what he thought of the movie. You don't
Yeah.
ask me what I think.
Yeah.
This was an attempt to derail you. It
Yeah,
succeeded.
it was. It succeeded wonderfully.
I liked the movie, by the way.
Overall, it was an interesting take and a lot of fun, I thought. It was pretty cool.
But without spoiling it, like, what was the best thing about the movie? Not necessarily a plot point or anything. What was just what you enjoyed most about the movie?
Actually, one of their casting was, I really liked who they cast for the main villain. That was a really cool thing.
I like how they got a Spider-Man that actually has the Spider-Man that I remember from the cartoon, where he was always like, he always had something to say and a jab or a quip here and there.
That is Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
It's just so hard for Val right now.
Well, I'm trying to process everything in the sense of, like, just how I want to word it.
You know what I'm excited for? I really liked who they cast as Iron Man for this one.
Really?
I think I broke Malachi.
Whatever.
It's okay, Mal. We know you love to Spodermans, please.
So, we had a question from one of our Patreon patrons, which you all hate the way I say that, but too bad. Matt317, Matthew Anderson, one of our good buddies, wanted to ask, will y'all be doing Let's Plays or Let's Watches for more games in the future? How do you want to respond? What's your rebuttal to that, Joseph?
Said rebut.
Okay, good. Well, I lost.
So it is a plan. It is one of the Patreon stretch goals to do more Let's Plays, watches, streams, and things like that. We are limited by our hardware. Alex.
Tristan.
Yeah,
Tristan. So it is in the works. And in fact, we are talking about doing some regular streams if we can get the Patreon up and running. So that is that's our answer, right?
Yes, I think we should you could probably mention that Malachi and I play a lot of games together frequently, so I'll just start streaming those and swearing less.
Yeah, I can also stream two from mine really easily, so if you're just...
What happens if you have two OBSs streaming to the same stream key?
No, I'm just saying, like, if you can't or I can't...
No, my thing is I can't edit things because I tend to not be able to record things because my computer has a tendency to go...
Oh, so streaming's just fine.
Streaming's generally fine because I'm not recording.
So there you have it. They're going to potentially do some streams of other games, and we'll upload those directly and or make them available for patrons. So we'll see. We do want to prioritize just getting people into the Patreon first, because that is how we're going to disseminate most of our content.
Yay!
Okay.
You said dissemin.
So is that good night, everybody?
Yeah, I think so. So let's go through our goodbyes.
Good night, everybody.
Alright, good night.
Did everyone else say goodbye?
Hashtag goodbye.
Good night, Caboose.
Goodbye.
Good night, Malachi. You guys are so salty. It's like an
You guys
ocean.
are stressing my brain today.
Thanks to the following patrons for making this video possible. Support us at patreon.com/player4podcast.